As we've been reporting, school boards have become flashpoints in the culture wars gripping the country, with angry parents facing off over everything from critical race theory to mask mandates.
I'm going to tell you that your time is up. The people of the state and this district are rising up, and you have awakened a sleeping beast.
Maybe the reason why we have people in the hospitals all this mask wearing. Did we ever think of that? Did we ever think of that?
They don't care about your children. As a matter of fact, they hate them. They hate your kids. They hate my kids. They hate your kids. They hate my kids. Get it?
What was once a scattershot operation is becoming much more organized. One example is the group Moms for Liberty. According to its website, the group, quote, welcomes all that have a desire to stand up for parental rights at all levels of government. Now, it started in Brevard County, Florida, but its chapters have spread nationwide. CNN's Leila Santiago takes a closer look.
Paper and cloth masks do not work.
Parents, beware of terms like social justice, diversity, equity, inclusion.
If they ignore our input, we will vote them out.
Where's our president?
At rallies and school board meetings across the country, heated debates on everything from masks to critical race theory to book banning are being hashed out.
I think COVID has allowed all of America to see behind the education curtain.
Turns out one of the driving forces behind many of those debates stems from a group founded by these two Florida moms, Tiffany Justice and Tina Descovich. They launched Moms for Liberty in January, a group they say is designed to fight for parental rights in schools and in government.
We just thought we could take the skills that we had learned and the inside information that we had learned about the public education system to help parents advocate more effectively.
The founders say the group is conservative but nonpartisan, yet many of the issues they're fighting for align with beliefs of Republican lawmakers like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, including eliminating mask mandates in schools.
I don't think they work.
Across the country,
You're right.
520 counties, and they looked at schools that had mask mandates and didn't, and it showed that the masks did work. There are multiple studies that show this. Happy to let you look at them if you would like. They're right here. But when Moms for Liberty are going into the school board meetings to voice their frustration and citing things like masks don't work.
Because they don't.
That's not what the science shows.
Okay. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. Masks are not source control. They do not stop transmission.
But later, Descovich did acknowledge that certain masks do work to a degree.
I mean, we all know that N95 masks do have a level of protection.
Another CDC study in Arizona shows schools without mask mandates were about 3.5 times more likely to have a COVID-19 outbreak over schools with a mask mandate. Another big concern for Moms for Liberty, critical race theory, a concept typically taught in law school that seeks to understand and address inequality and racism in the U.S. The Moms for Liberty New Hampshire chapter offering a $500 bounty for anyone who turns in a teacher using CRT in the classroom. The governor of New Hampshire signed a law in June banning CRT in the K-12 curriculum.
You support or do not support the $500 reward.
Do I think it was the best way to handle the situation? Personally, probably not.
But ultimately, they say they stand by the moms fighting against CRT.
Where is this actually being taught?
Mecklenburg, North Carolina.
Yeah.
There's one. I mean, I hear in the news all the time, it's not being taught. It's not in K through 12 schools.
I had a hard time finding it.
Did you? I'll help you after this interview.
We did follow up after the interview. They told us they'd get back to us today. We're still waiting. But in a statement to CNN, the superintendent of Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools told us, quote, "Our schools do not teach and do not promote a doctrine of critical race theory."
My name is Tiffany Justice, and I represent Moms for Liberty.
So what is Moms for Liberty's goal? A chapter in every school district showing up at every school board meeting across the country. And in 11 short months, they're on their way. They say they're now in more than 30 states with more than 160 chapters, mobilizing 70,000 plus members.
Do you consider your organization a force to be reckoned with for the next election?
Yes.
Would you consider yourself a political machine?
No.
As for funding, they'll tell you t-shirt sales.
At this point, it's about half of our funding.
And small donations. Because their organization is so new, tax records still are not available.
It's truly just organic word of mouth and some gentle marketing with the t-shirts.
But word of mouth will only get you so far, right? I mean, this does take money. Where does the money come from?
What do you think we're spending money on?
You tell me.
I mean, you're saying this takes money. We're telling you that this is word of mouth.
To meet the financial needs, the organization has been open about its need to raise money. They've established 3 political action committees, and at one of their major fundraising events, sponsors included Florida Republicans running for office. Still, they insist they are not pushing the Republican agenda, rather a parent agenda, one that's against mask and vaccine mandates, as well as CRT.
I liken it back to the growth of the Tea Party movement.
Political commentator Capri Cafaro.
It is possible that an organization like Moms for Liberty could have an impact on the midterm elections and maybe even going into 2024, particularly because it is encapsulating in a very important demographic in the electorate, which are women and mothers.
Support Our Schools, a new group of parents in Florida, calls Moms for Liberty a danger to democracy.
The disinformation that they have been putting out and the vitriol towards marginalized groups is a true danger to society, because we need to work together.
The Moms for Liberty arguing they're not alone. It's an entire movement of parents organizing with eyes on Election Day.
2022 is going to be the year of the parent at the ballot box. So if legislators are watching this, hopefuls are watching this, start paying attention to parents.
And Anderson, the Moms for Liberty are now joining other organizations. They recently joined forces with a new organization out of California that calls itself a coalition as they fight vaccine mandates in California. And if the issues that they raise are an indicator of where the conservatives will have their focus next, I should note that during our interview, they repeatedly brought up literacy rates in the United States. Anderson?
Leila Santiago, thanks very much.